So the 5th tier Energizer in BT6 just got the most ridiculous and I think the weirdest buff that I've ever seen on a tower. So you guys know that the Energizer, the 5th tier top bat sub, is a tower that does a lot of things, and actually the things that it does them really well. It gives you some cooldown reduction. It's actually a lot for water-based towers. It has this huge and actually very powerful pulsing attack which does a lot of damage, especially to small balloons. It also levels your heroes a little bit faster, and it kind of scales nicely if you know you need some a cheap camo detection in the early levels, right? And so I guess someone in Ninja Kiwi was like, wait a minute, let's just like give the dart attack some extra damage, and they like actually went a little bit overboard. So if you guys have not seen the changes, the main dart attack damage got increased from 1 to 5, and then the airburst damage got increased from 1 to 5 as well. So this thing, when you actually get the 502 Energizer, and when you unsubmerge it, well, all of those darts are gonna do basically a lot of damage now. And so I guess the question remains just why? And so what I want to do today is I want to try and see the difference between the submerged one and the new unsubmerged damage, and that's why I chose this map, because it has like this little nice closed off little lake, I guess, and we can easily toggle between the submerged and unsubmerged states, and we can kind of see what does more damage and what performs better. And spoiler alert, I think I know the answer, but let's just try it and give it a shot anyways. So now, because this thing got a lot of extra damage, I feel like it is appropriate to not to give it damage, but to give it attack speed. That's why I brought Emerald Brickle as a hero. We could have brought Pat Fusty or maybe something even like a Geraldo for the sharpening stone, because it does work, but let's just keep it like this. We haven't actually seen Emerald Brickle that often, and she gives a lot of attack speed to all these water-based towers, and actually they kind of plays off nicely with each other, right? Because if you submerge it and you get the Energizer, it's going to reduce the cooldowns of Emerald Brickle, and then in turn she's going to, I guess, give us a little bit of extra attack speed through her level 10 ability, which we can use onto the darts. So this should get interesting as we move on to further into this game. So let's get this thing going. The alchemist, just like, you know, the typical stuff that we do, and let's see if this is, yeah, it's in range in the village, and it's around 39, and I hope that we can make about $2,000 so we can buy the stronger stim for around 40. But this is gonna be just a 202 sub, and this thing is supposed to hold on, or at least that's the plan. We need to hold on until we save up enough money for the Energizer, and I did the math and it's about 38,000. So let me check the numbers onto the alchemist. I can't believe this thing. Look at how much money I'm missing. Like $75. Come on, guys. I think we have this thing, though. Let's use the, oh my god, the Brickle Mines. I completely forgot about them, but yeah. So let me actually show you guys one of the reasons why I guess there's no point in just using the dart attack when you have the submerged thingy. And actually, this works with the Plutonium reactor as well, because the pulsing attack is not that weak on the Plutonium either. It just sucks versus ceramic balloons. So here's what we can do. Rounds 46 and 47 have ceramics, so I'm gonna keep it submerged like this for 45, and then for 46 and 47 we're gonna unsubmerge it and use the dart attack actually on the ceramics. Okay, so 45 is ending, so let's go like this. Let's unsubmerge this thing and let's just chill for a second. I am ready with the level 3 ability, but I want to save it for 47 because the plutonium reactor is gonna leak these guys. So you want to unsubmerge it now for these ones, and then let's use the ability deal with these guys, and then once all the ceramics pop, which I hope that there's one more left, and there we go. And now I'm gonna submerge it again, and now the reactor is gonna deal with the small balloons. You know what, let's actually keep it submerged through round 49 because I think it's gonna leak versus ceramics, but we do have an alchemist and we do have brickle, so it might defend them. Oh, it's actually defending them. Wait a minute. Yeah, this kind of defeats the purpose, right, of just buffing the airburst darts, because you can just have it like this and it's gonna destroy everything. But I don't want to jinx it. Let's just see what it does in the late game. So this thing is $34,500. We're almost halfway there. Oh, we need to unsubmerge it right now for the Moab. Let's just use the ability. I see some blood balloons to the back, and I think, do we get the stronger stim or do we try and save it for the... I think we go for the Energizer straight up, right? And the ceramics are still leaking. Kind of. We might have actually... I placed the Dark Monkey as a spotter. It was like a last second thingy, but we might get this thing to work. So let's stun these guys. We have one more stun going up top. And oh my god, this Dark Monkey. Yeah, that was a very clutch dark placement. A Moab incoming, so I'm gonna unsubmerge it. And I think, I kind of want to time this for both of the Moabs. So let's use this ability right now. Let's use the Sea Mines, kind of level 7 Brickle ability. And we don't have any Lotus Flowers, so we can stun these guys. So I guess it's just gonna be, I don't know, it's like one Moab left. Let's do this and let's stun. And then we have one more stun up top. And is this gonna be enough? One more stun. I really hope it is. Like, its vision is getting blocked by this kind of remains of the statue or whatever it is. Yeah, look at this thing. But yeah, we dealt with it, so that's very good. Okay, so for this one, we have 4 waves of ceramics. So I think I'm just gonna keep it submerged for the 4 waves of ceramics, and I'm gonna unsubmerge it for the Moab, and then this one should be kind of good to go. We did spend a lot of money on the 420 Alchemist, but it was worth it anyway, so it's fine. So let's unsubmerge for this Moab, and then the next round is gonna be kind of similar to this one as well. Alright, so here's what we can do. I guess let's use the level 3 Brickle ability as soon as possible so that we can have it back for 58, because 58 is a really annoying round, and I think if we can manage these next 2 rounds, we're gonna have the money for this thing. We're missing like $6,000, so it's not that much. But no mobs on this one, so let's submerge this thing, and I think that we have this. And are we gonna get to see it? So this thing cannot pop lead balloons, but you know what? Actually, Brickle can. So let's rely on the sea mines for a second for these lead balloons, and if we can get them done, I think that we absolutely have this thing. Yeah, there we go. Okay, very good. So round 60, and this is the last hurdle, guys. If we can defeat this BFB, we should have the money for the Energizer, and then we're gonna see the spectacular airburst darts. We have the level 3 ability plus a bunch of these Lotus Flowers, which I'm gonna use all of them. So let's stun the BFB like this. Then I don't want to stun it now, but I'm gonna stun it on its way back. So let's combine the level 3 ability with the stun of the Lotus, and I think we absolutely have this thing. And yes, oh my god, it is coming, guys. The Energizer, look at this thing. Have you ever seen an unsubmerged Energizer? I don't think anyone has. Let's take a look at this damage. This is just ridiculous. So the airbursts are doing plus 5 damage on the main and then plus 5 on the airburst. Come on, dude. I mean, look, is this dealing with the Moab class balloons? I'm gonna be honest, and it's kind of erasing all the small balloons, but that's kind of expected, right? Because it does so much damage. Okay, let's actually see how it does versus a huge wave of ceramic balloons. Is it good versus them? I don't think it is. It's missing like, oh yeah, this is, oh my god, they're just walking through it. Okay, so let's, you know what? Let's repeat the same thing. Let's just submerge this thing and let's see how good it is versus huge waves of ceramic balloons. And yeah, it just evaporates them. So I guess there's kind of a little bit of a thingy where the Energizer itself cannot deal with Moab class balloons, right? Like these huge Moabs, but it can deal with, oh, never mind. Did I jinx it? Okay, so we definitely need to unsubmerge it for these Moab class balloons. Let's even use the level 3 ability so we don't lose on these 45 ones. And yeah, I guess that's kind of the balancing act, right? So you kind of unsubmerge it for the Moab class and then you submerge it for the small balloons. You guys know what's a really cool aspect about this tower is that you can toggle between the submerged and the unsubmerged states, and because when it's unsubmerged it doesn't give the cooldown or anything like that, but when you submerge it you actually do get those benefits. So here's what I was thinking: you use the overclock, you use the level 3 ability, you kind of get some damage out, right? And then once all of these things end, and if there are no, you know, big balloons on screen, you can just do this. You can submerge it, and then look at all these cooldowns. They're just gonna come back, and this is really cool with the overclock because the overclock doesn't last like a full uptime on tier 5 towers, but you can just get the cooldown back really quick. And look at Brickle. Oh, we have the level 3 ability because it's like 50%, I think, for water-based monkeys. So yeah, we have the level 3 ability back in like the same round. That's actually really cool. Let's get the overclock. We do have some duration on the level 3. Oh, it just ended, I think. And yes, we take care of 76 as well. And that's really cool. Okay, ZOMG is super slow. We know that the airbursts are not going to be enough to deal with them. So let's submerge this thing. Let's get the Mega Mine cooldown actually going a little bit faster. Let's use the Brickle level 7 while we're at it. And this thing is out. So let's go like this. Let's get rid of the ZOMG. And let's use all of our abilities, and I can see a pattern. Yeah, if this was the idea with Ninja Kiwi, I can actually see this being a really cool 2 Mega Pops run, actually. Maybe we should have done that. Oh yeah, look at this. This is actually like an idea and some gameplay going behind this thing. Okay, so let's get some cooldowns going, actually, because we can get them lowered thanks to your Energizer. So let me get a Spike Storm, because this thing is gonna suck versus, I guess, versus big balloons and Moab class balloons in general. So let's get that thing going. I also bought a Sabo, so let's do the thing. Let's Sabo it up. Let's use the level 3 ability. Let's use this. Let's get the sea mine, not the sea mine, but the Mega Mine, and then let's try and do as much damage as possible to these guys. And then it's gonna be around 85 next up. Oh, do we actually submerge it now? I think I will actually, just for a small amount of time, and then unsubmerge it again, get some DPS going. I think we need to use the Lotuses, so let's stun. That's the last one. Oh my god, are we gonna lose this thing? Please tell me. No, there we go. Okay, so everything's on cooldown. So let's submerge, get those cooldowns back as fast as possible. Brickle is coming up in a second, and all these guys are up. So we got all of them back. So let's unsubmerge. Let's do this thing. Let's do the mine. And then what else? So all these guys pop. So I guess we can just do everything, right? We can just do everything because we're gonna get them all back in a second. So let's go like this, get everything done, and bang, there is. I love this thing. I actually love this kind of gameplay. Okay, so round 90, I have this thing submerged, and I'm gonna unsubmerge it in a second. Let's use the Sabo, and yeah, I think that, yeah, this thing is just not the best versus DDTs, right? I mean, it's just like, when you think about it, it's just like an airburst dart. So a bunch of 45 mobs, and I do think that the main attack, the airburst attack, is going to struggle. So let's start helping out with some abilities. So I'm gonna blow up these UMGs at the back, but I also think we should use this and then this. And then when we wipe everything, that gives us a little bit of time to submerge. So let's get some cooldowns up. Let's use the Sabo. Let's slow everything down. And I think it's time for us to overclock. Use the level 3 ability on Brickle, and this should be fine. We're getting the Mine cooldown up in a second. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the Mega Mine, and then I'm going to wipe all these guys with the Ground Zero. And then I'm going to submerge this thing because I need those cooldowns back as soon as possible. We do have the Sabo and some DDTs incoming. So let's deal with the DDTs like this. Overclock, level 3 Brickle ability plus Sabo. And then as soon as they're popped, I'm going to submerge this thing. So hopefully we don't pump these guys to mobs because they're kind of fast. Oh, some of them popped. Okay, that's completely fine. Okay, so getting some of these cooldowns back. And now I think, is it time? I think it's time, guys. Let's unsubmerge this thing. Let's use this ability. Let's do the overclock plus level 3 Brickle ability. And I think we'll just do one more explosion, right? So let's go like this, Mega Mine, and then use the Ground Zero, and bam, there we go. Okay, so I'm trying to get more cooldowns, more abilities going. So I'm going to get the Snowstorm here at the back. He's also going to help us catch some of these ceramic leftovers. And let's do the thing. So let's do the overclock plus the level 3 Brickle ability. I'm going to combine this with the Sabo, actually. And how are we doing? So we need to deal with the small balloons first before dealing with the big ones. Well, obviously. But let's just, what I'm trying to say is we want to pop the BFBs and everything before we move on to the other stuff. So let's go like this. Oh man, that Ground Zero that was a risky one. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Let's just keep this thing submerged for a second for some cooldown action. And then I think it's time. Let's do this. Let's overclock. The overclock is up. Let's do a level 3 Brickle ability. And I think we should. Do we need to stun? The ice is in a good spot, actually. It is freezing some of these guys, but we do have the ability if we need to. I think I'm going to use it. And then let's use the Mine. And I'm going to stun, actually, with the flowers if I can get it going. I see the Sabo in a second. I'm going to use it. And is this going to be enough up top? I really hope it is. I'm going to need those airbursts to go to town like right now. I see the Ground Zero. Yes. Oh my god, that round was ridiculous. Oh my god. Okay, this is the most fun I've had playing this in a while. Alright, this ability, just kind of juggling and kind of planning them is just super fun to me. Okay, so let's unsubmerge this thing. Let's get these abilities going. Let me get this and this. Just kind of wipe the map. And wait, did I win? wait, what just happened with the... Where did those guys go? Okay, I think that was a little bit of an overkill for 95, but let's use the Sabo, and I do want to get the Sabo because I know that 96 is upcoming next. So let's submerge it, deal with the small balloons, so let's get all of our cooldowns back for this one. Alright, so 97, I think I'm just going to Mega Mine this, and I'm actually going to keep this thing submerged for a little while and get the Mega Mine cooldown back again. We might need to use two, actually, because these guys do have a lot of HP, but everything else is back. I'm going to use the second one, actually. Let's go like this. Let's unsubmerge it. Let's do the thing that we were just doing this entire game. And 98 is probably going to be the most difficult round out of all of them. That's why I'm saving so much money. I do want to get some boomerangs actually going for 98, I'm going to be honest. And I say that, and I feel like we might need to freeze. And as soon as these mobs pop, I think we have this thing. Do we? The ice is going to keep them in place. And you know what? I'm actually going to submerge it so that we buy some time while these guys are getting frozen. And it is time, guys. Okay, so round 98. Let me just get a bunch of boomerangs going, actually, because we do have a huge problem in just dealing with all of these guys. I do want to get a second Spike Storm just because it's an ability, like actually nothing else more than that. And let's get all these cooldowns up, and they are, so it's go time. Okay, so overclock, level 3 ability. I'm just going to use the Mega Mine in the middle and hope for the best. We do have a Ground Zero to wipe everything. I'm going to use the Sabo as well, and then we do have some Lotus Flowers, actually. Let's just stun these guys at the back, just kind of try and separate the round. If that's even a thing, I don't know if it is with just so much RB like this. And no, we need to wipe as soon as possible. I think I just need to use a Ground Zero. So we wiped a decent portion of the round, but look at the back line. It's just so many of them. So let's buy the Spike Storm, actually. And I think it is submerge time, guys. Actually, it's submerge time because we don't have a single ability going. And I'm just praying at this point. I'm just praying that we don't get overwhelmed. We get some cooldowns going so we have some action going. I see some of them coming up. Some of them are actually starting to come up. So let's just try and hold off as much as possible. This isn't actually looking too bad, I'm going to be honest. I think it's time for unsubmerging. So let's unsubmerge some 45 balloons, the absolute menace of this thing. I really want to have the Ground Zero, actually. And I think if I use the Mega Mine, and then we Ground Zero it up. Yes, there we go. 98. What a round that was. Okay, 2 more rounds have to go. We do have the Sabo for this one, so 45 DDTs. So let's go like this. Let's use one. Oh no, let's use 2 spike storms actually. Let's just deal with these guys. It's still not enough. What is happening? Let me submerge it actually for some cooldowns. I'm gonna freeze these as well. Let's load this up, and I think that is, yeah, that's fine. It's only the ceramics, but they're getting frozen in place. And look at this, we have some time to get some cooldowns back, which is really nice. And finally, round 100. So we have all our abilities ready. So let's just dump everything, get the Mega Mine going, get both of the spike storms going, and let's see the main dart attack just go to town onto a bat. Absolutely sad stuff, but you know what? We're gonna do it. Okay, so let's use the sample. Let's oh, maybe I should have saved like a Mega Mine. Oh, wait a minute, stun those guys up top. Oh, there we go. We barely got them, but let's submerge this thing actually so we get some cooldowns going. And what are we gonna use? I think we're gonna need the Mega Mine plus something. Let's unsubmerge. I think okay, so we got the Mega Mine. Let's go like this. We blew it. Let's go like that. Freeze them, and then the ground zero for good measure. And there it is. Oh my god, what a run that was. That was a super fun run, actually. Kind of having to balance between the airburst darts damage and then the Energizer for all these cooldowns. But man, that was the most fun that I've had in BT6 in a while. But yeah, that is the most useless and the weirdest buff that I've seen on a tower in a while. But you know what? It's there, and they might even expand it in the future and make it a little bit more fun. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna see you all in the next one.